Welcome back, guys. Okay, we have our framed in presentation. We have our labels. We have our gauge, which I've been changing around to suit our needs. We have our type. We have our labels and titles, assignment, title of design, team members, design measurements, process. I've bolded some type and left other type as regular. We've added in guides to our work, but notice mine are missing. A good shortcut to have if you ever want to see your work in a clean way without guides being present, it's Command semicolon. That turns on and off your guides. We also have 3 separate layers. The back layer, which hides our margin or our border for our work. We have our labels on another layer, and we have our data, our information on another layer. Let's start to add in pictures. Now, I have saved some pictures over the past couple of days from you and some that I've used for assignments. I just want you to pick any picture, really. Hopefully, it's related to design and what you've done. If it's from your sketchbook or some picture that you've taken of something you've built, that's great too. We are going to be doing placing, PLACE, and we do that by going to File, Place. And with this action, we can place any kind of photograph that you take, a JPEG, a PNG. I am going to pick a couple of pictures, and I'm going to pick actually 2 pictures so you can see me insert 2 at once. There's one of them, and let's see if there's another one I can pick. Maybe a sketchbook picture, maybe of the blocks. Let's see, there's one of where are my blocks pictures? It may have to be 2 separate ones, but let's see. Let me do this one first, hit place, and then I'm going to drag a box of where that is going to live right there. And I'm going to place the next one, File, Place, and it's going to be a sketch for that box, those blocks that we did. Here we go. Place, and here is my sketch. I purposefully put them on the right side, but you can move them anywhere. Just remember to keep everything organized, right? Remember that this is for a presentation. I'm just scaling this image up, dragging the corners. But one thing I want to caution you with, because we never want to see stretched pictures. Stretching like this is a big no-no. We always want to scale up and down our pictures holding shift, the shift button. I don't want to ever see squashed or squished images so that you can make them fit. Big no-no, and I will ask you to do it again. Let's clean this up even more. We have 2 pictures. I want to crop these images. In Illustrator, I just zoomed in there. Illustrator crops in a particular way using a clipping mask. And the way this works is that if you have your images, I need to put them on the top layer. I just saw that. So I'm going to move those up to the top layer. And I'm going to lock layer 1 and layer 2. I just want to work on layer 3 for now. And I want to draw a smaller box that would crop this picture. Here's my box. And I don't want to let it have a fill because I want to see what I'm drawing a box around. So I'm going to pick fill here, the fill color, and pick a fill of none. And now I just have an outline. And I kind of like the way that's cropped there, maybe a bit more room. We don't need this extra stuff on the side. So I have this rectangle that I just created and my picture. Now I want to select them both. Now there's several ways you can select two things at once. One is to draw a marquee with your mouse around both things, right? You click and drag and draw a marquee. Notice I've selected that on accident. I just want these two things, the square and the picture itself. And once I have that, I can right click and go to make clipping mask. And once I do that, it clips the picture to that frame that we drew, that box. And since we drew a box, it fits nicely into that little pocket there. And we could do the same thing, although this is already cropped pretty nicely. So I'm going to keep that. Maybe to be more organized, maybe I make these the same size. Maybe I move this down by nudging, shift nudging. Maybe to fill up even more of the space, I scale both of these up so they maximize my area so it doesn't look so empty. And I just scaled those up by holding shift. Maybe we move those over to the halfway point. Let's say I was trying to line these edges up. Remember that you can always use your guides. Guides are there to help you. So use those, zoom in, and move those over and line things up. And then zoom out, and I'm going to close my layers panel, and we can see that as a whole. I can make the guides disappear by holding down Command semicolon. And look at that. Very presentable, very organized. Again, your notes that you take in your sketchbook can be as vibrant and as colorful as you want them to be. But in the end, this information is what's presented, right? The entire process from the roughness of how extemporaneous your sketches and writing may be, to very organized thoughts and very thoughtful writing, very accurate, detailed measurements and labels, and nice in focus pictures. I'm going to hit save because I don't want to lose this. So I'm going to hit save, and we will see you next time.